So, we are almost coming to our end, and this is the second last chapter from this book, chapter number 7, which talks about the Indian bronze sculptures. This is a fairly short chapter, and we shall be able to complete it in not much time. So, let's begin. Indian sculptors had mastered the bronze medium and the casting process as much as they had mastered terracotta sculptures and carvings in the stone. The Sire Perdu or lost wax process for casting was learned as long as the Indus Valley culture. Along with it was discovered the process of making alloy of metals by mixing copper, zinc, and tin, which is called bronze. Bronze sculptures and statuettes of Buddhists, Hindus, and Jain icons have been discovered from many regions of India, dating from 2nd century until the 16th century. Most of these are used for ritual worship and are characterized by exquisite beauty and aesthetic appeal. At the same time, the metal casting process continued to be utilized for making articles for various purposes of daily use, such as utensils for cooking, eating, drinking, etc. Present day tribal communities also utilize the lost wax process for their art expressions. Perhaps the dancing girl from Mohenjo-daro is the earliest bronze sculpture, datable to 2500 BCE. The limbs and the torso of the female figurine are simplified in the tabular form. A similar group of bronze statuettes have been discovered from archaeological excavation at Daimabad, Maharashtra, datable to 1500 BCE. Significant is the chariot, the wheels of which are represented in simple circular shapes, while the driver or the human rider has been elongated and the bulls in the forefront are modeled in sturdy forms. Interesting of Jain Tirthankara have been discovered from Chausa, Bihar, belonging to the Kushana period during 2nd century CE. These bronzes show how the Indian sculptors had mastered the modeling of the masculine human physique and simplified muscles. Remarkable is the depiction of Adinath or Vrishabhanath, who is identified with the long hair locks dropping in his shoulders. Otherwise, the Tirthankaras are noted by their short curly hair. This is the picture of Kalaya Daman, the Chola bronze procured from Tamil Nadu. Gujarat and Rajasthan have been strongholds of Jainism. Since early times, a famous hoard of Jain bronze was found at Akota on the outskirts of Baroda, dated back the end of 5th and the end of the 7th century CE. Finally cast through the lost wax process, these bronze were often subsequently inlaid with silver and copper to bring out the eyes, crowns, and details of the textiles on which the figures were seated. Many famous Jain bronze from Chausa in Bihar are now kept in the Patna Museum. Many Jain bronze have Hansi in Haryana and from various sites in Tamil Nadu and Karnataka are kept in various museums in India. The hoard of bronze discovered in Akota near Vadodara established that bronze casting was practiced in Gujarat or western India between the 6th and the 9th centuries. Most of the images represent the Jain Tirthankara like Mahavira, Parshvanath, or Adinath. A new format was invented in which the Thankaras are seated on a throne. They can be single or combined in a group of 3 or in a group of 24. The Thankaras' female images were also cast representing Yakshini or Shasan Nadevis or some prominent Tirthankaras. Stylistically, they were influenced by the features of both the Gupta and the Vakataka period bronze. Chakreshwari in the Shasana Devi of Adinath and Ambika is of Neminath. These are the pictures. The first one is of Shiva family, 10th century CE, procured from Bihar. Second is the Ganesha from 7th century CE, found in Kashmir. Many standing Buddha images with the right hand in Abhaya Mudra were cast in North India, particularly in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar during Gupta and post-Gupta period between the 5th and the 6th centuries and the 7th centuries. The Sanghati or the monk's robe is wrapped to cover the shoulders, which turn over the right arm, while the um, end of the drapery is wrapped over the left arm. Eventually, the plates are uh, held by the extended hand of the same arm. The drapery falls and spreads into a wide curve at the level of the ankles. The Buddha's figures is modeled in a subtle manner, suggesting at the same time the thin quality of the cloth. The whole figure is treated with refinement, with a certain delicacy in the treatment of the torso. The figure appears youthful and proportionate in comparison with the Kushana style. The typical bronze from Dhanesar, Khera, Uttar Pradesh, the folds of the drapery are treated as the Mathura style. In a series of drooping down curves, Sarnath style bronze have foldless drapery. The outstanding example is that of the Buddha image at Satlajganj, Bihar, which is quite a monumental bronze figure. The typical refined style of these bronze is the hallmark of the classical quantity. This is Devi Chola bronze from Tamil Nadu. The Vakataka bronze images of the Buddha from Fofanar, Maharashtra, are contemporary with Gupta period bronze. They show the influence of Amravati style of Andhra Pradesh in the 3rd century CE, and at the same time, there is significant change in the draping style in the monk's robe. Buddha's right hand in Abhya Mudra is free so that the drapery clings to the right side of the body contours. The result is continuous flowing, like on the side of the figure. At the level of the ankles of the Buddha figure, the drapery makes a conspicuous curvilinear turn as it is held by the left hand. The additional importance of the Gupta and the Vakataka bronze is that they were portable and monks carried them from place to place for the purpose of individual worship or to be installed in Buddhist viharas. In this manner, the refined classical style spread to different parts of India and Asian countries overseas. This one talks about the lost wax process. This is Devi Chola, Devi, the Chola bronze procured from Tamil Nadu. Alright. The lost wax process is a technique used for making objects of metal, especially in Himachal Pradesh, Odisha, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, and West Bengal. In each region, a slightly different technique is used. Lost wax process involves several different steps. First, a wax model of the image is made by hand of pure beeswax that has been melted over an open fire and then strained through a fine cloth into a basin of cold cloth. Here it resolidifies immediately. It is then pressed through a pitchkey or furni, which squeezes the wax into a noodle like shape. These wax wires are then wounded around to shape of the entire image. The image is now covered with a thick coating of plastic paste made of equal parts of clay, sand, and cow dung into an open. On one side, a clay pot is fixed and the molten metal is procured. The weight of the metal is to be used in 10 times that of the wax. The wax is weighted before starting the entire process. The metal is largely scrap metal from broken pots and pans, while the molten metal is procured in the clay pot. The clay plastered model is exposed to firing as the wax inside melts. The metal flows down the channel and takes on the shape of the wax image. The firing process is carried out almost like a religious ritual, and all the steps taken place in a dead silence. The image is later chiseled with files to smoothen it and give it a finish. Casting a bronze image is a painstaking task and demands a high degree of skill. Sometimes an alloy of five metals gold, silver, copper, brass, and lead is used to cast bronze images. This is Ganesha, procured from Kashmir, 7th century. This is bronze sculpture found in Himachal Pradesh. Himachal Pradesh and Kashmir are regions also produced bronze image of Buddhist deities as well as Hindu gods and goddesses. Most of these were created during the 8th and the 9th and the 10th centuries and have a very distinct style in comparison with the bronzes from other parts of India. A noteworthy development is the growth of different types of iconography of Vishnu images. Four headed Vishnu, also known as Chaturanan Vaikuntha Vishnu, was worshipped in these regions, while the central face represents Vasudeva. The other two faces are Narsimha and Varaha. The Narsimha avatar and Mahishasura Mardini Durga images of Himachal Pradesh are among the very dynamic bronze from the region. This is Natraja from Chola period, 12th century. In Buddhist centers like Nalanda, a school of bronze casting emerged around the 9th century during the rule of the Pala dynasty in Bihar and Bengal region. In the gap of a few centuries, the sculptures of Kurhihar near Nalanda were able to revive the classical style of Gupta period. A remarkable bronze is a four-armed Avilokateshvara, which is a good example of a male figure in graceful Tribhanga posture. Worship of female goddess was adopted as part of the growth of the Vajrayana phase in Buddhism. Images of Tara became very popular. Seated on a throne, she is accompanied by the growing, curvy, linear lotus stalk, and her right hand is in the Abhya Mudra. The bronze casting technique and making of bronze images of traditional icons reached a high stage of development in South India during the medieval period. All the bronze images were modelled and cast during the Pallava period of the 8th and the 9th centuries. Some of the most beautiful and exquisite statues were produced during Chola period in Tamil Nadu from 10th to 12th century. The technique and the art of fashioning bronze images still skillfully practiced in South India, particularly in Kumbakonam. The distinguished patron during the 10th century was widowed Chola queen Simbiyan Mahadevi. Chola bronzes are most sought after collectors' item by art lovers all over the world. Among the Pallava period, bronzes of all 8th century is the icon of Shiva seated in Ardha Paryanka Asana, one leg kept dangling. The right hand is in the Acha Panamudra gesture, suggesting that he is about to drink poison. The well-known dancing figure of Shiva is Natraja has evolved and fully developed during the Chola period, and since then many variations of the complex bronze image has been modelled. This is Natraja. Shiva is associated with the end of cosmic world with which the dancing position is associated. In the Chola period, bronze sculpture has been shown balancing himself on his right leg and suppressing the Apsmara, the demon of ignorance or the forgetfulness, with the foot of the same leg. As the same time, he raises his left leg in the Bhujang Trasita stance, which represents Triyobhava, which is kicking away the veil of Maya or illusion from the devotee's mind. His forearms are outstretched and the main right hand is posed in Abhaya Hasta, or the gesture suggesting the upper right holds the damru, his favorite musical instrument, to keep on the beat tala. On the beat tala, the upper left hand carries a flame, while the main left hand is held in Dola Hasta and connects with Abhya Hasta. of the right hand. His hair locks fly on both the sides, touching the circular Jwalamala, or the garland of flames which surrounds the entire dancing figuration. A wide range of Shiva iconography was evolved in Tanjore region of Tamil Nadu. The 9th century Kalyana Sundara Murti is highly remarkable for the manner in which the Panigrahana ceremony of the marriage is represented by two separate statues. Shiva, with his extended right hand, accepts Parvati, the bride's right hand, who is depicted with a bashful expression and taking a step forward. The union of Shiva and Parvati is very ingeniously represented in the Ardhana Riswara Murti in a single image. Beautiful independent figurines of Parvati have also been modelled standing in graceful Tribanga position. During the 16th century, known as Vijayanagara period in Andhra Pradesh, the sculptors experimented with portrait sculptures in order to preserve knowledge of the royal patron for prosperity. At Tirupati, life-size standing portrait statues were cast in bronze depicting Krishna Deva Raya with his two queens, Tirumala Lamba and Chinna Devi. The sculptor has combined the likeness of facial features with certain elements of idealization. The idealization is further observed in the manner the physical body is modeled to appear imposing as well as graceful. The standing kings and queens are depicted in praying posture, that is, both the hands held in Namaskara Mudra. Some overview questions are: do you think that the technique of bronze casting has been continuous process? How did it evolve over a period of time? In India, sculpting in stone and metal happened simultaneously. In your opinion, what were the similarities and differences between both technically, stylistically, and functionality? Functionally, why are Chola bronze sculptures considered as the most refined? Search for the visuals of bronze sculptures or of the Buddha belonging to the period other than the Chola period from Himachal Pradesh and Kashmir. And we are done with this chapter as well. Thank you so much.